look at it now, this capital of yours is pretty prosperous. Far cry from Gormott.
Is that how you see it, Nia?
Well, am I wrong? Your technology is so much more advanced than Gormott's. And you've got army facilities, hot springs. Looks to me like you've got all you need right here. I guess I don't get why you had to go and annex Gormott.
Morardane generally has a rather hot climate, you see. We developed by actively exploiting technology which uses the heat, as well as that we obtain through salvage. But as the Titan nears the end of its lifetime, the temperature has started rising steadily. Ironically, while this has made our heat-powered technologies even more efficient, our farmland has done very much the opposite of flourish.
The Titan's lifetime, huh?
Yes, it shouldn't be long now. The day when Morardane's Titan becomes uninhabitable. Sensing that, the Senate started a war to conquer a new home for our people.
That'll be Gormott then.
Indeed.
You realize there was a better way.
Was there now?
Our two governments could have just talked, got to know each other, become friends. We could have worked together on this. Just like you and me. We were enemies at first, sure, but now we're allies, fighting on the same side. If our nations could have done the same, it wouldn't have had to come to war.
Perhaps so. If everyone in this world thought like you do, terror and strife wouldn't be so commonplace.
Well, come on. You're not just gonna give up, are you?
What do you mean?
If there's no need for strife, then we should just get rid of it. Rex told us, right? If we reach the World Tree, there'll be no need for fighting anymore.
You think Elysium is the answer to all our troubles, do you?
I don't care if people laugh. Call it a pipe dream or whatever. I'd rather be an optimist than just despair at the state of the world.
You have a point.
I hope you'll lend us your strength to reach that goal, Morag. It'd be grand if we could count on your support.
I will. They call me the Empire's finest, and I intend to prove it.
Rex! Tora have to ask for friend as fellow mansman. Tora want to gain understanding of life as adventurer.
As an adventurer?
Rex is role model of Tora. That's why Tora want to learn everything he can about being Rex.
This is all very sudden, Tora. What's going on?
Calm down, Rex. Don't feel too important. He just wants to talk.
In any case, it's not so common for Master Pond to ask something so directly.
Exactly. Tora being earnest like never before. Tora, submit as evidence this direct, unflinching eye contact.
Wow, your pupils are really dilated.
That's what you get, staying up all night.
All right, tonight Master Pond go to bed early.
Meh, enough! Tora's eyes are worry of Tora. It not matter. This important. Tora want to be like Rex. Rex, please teach Tora.
I'll teach you all that life's taught me.
Thank you! Tora cannot wait.
All right, Tora, listen up. To become a responsible adult, here's what you need to do. Firstly, you've got to take good care of your tools.
Tora very good at that. Runs Poppy's diagnostics every day.
Indeed, Master Pawn keep Poppy in impeccable state of maintenance.
Secondly, you've got to take good care of your friends. If you don't have friends to rely on, you'll be in trouble when a big job comes around.
Tora-see. Tora always work alone until now, so that point still a little new to Tora.
And most importantly, number 3.
Yes?
Correctly triangulating wreckage coordinates.
Ah, of course! Tora can see that very important. One moment. Wreckage coordinates?
That's right. If you mess up the coordinates, all the prep you've done goes down the drain. You might lose out on any loot you could have got otherwise.
Rex, isn't that salvaging you're talking about?
Huh? Yeah, why?
One moment, please. Why Rex talking about salvaging?
You wanted to know about adventure, yeah? And what greater adventure is there than salvaging?
Tora want to know driver wisdom. Have no use for salvager wisdom. There.
What?
Master Pawn, it seemed that ask Rex about art of being driver not bear fruit.
After all, Rex is a rookie too.
Tora is disappointed.
I really thought you were thinking of being a salvager, Tora.
There, it's fine. Tora asked Nia.
Hang on, Tora. Let me try again.
So how'd you like this palace, eh? Just as good as your Ardanian one?
For a man who abandoned his country, you're certainly proud of it.
Hey, that's a low blow.
Do you think you'll return for good someday?
That's a toughie.
What is it that's stopping you?
Hey, Morak, is your country important to you?
That was kind of out of the blue.
Come on, just tell me. Would you protect your country over anything else in the world?
Without a doubt. Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, as a prince, of course you're going to want to protect your country and your people. But is that really enough?
What do you mean?
This world, it's stretched to its limit. We've both seen that on our travels. Now, my old man, he closed off our country from the outside world. Why? To protect his people. But that's not a real solution. That's just running away from reality. Maybe you can protect your own people like that for a while, but when the world ends, you're just as dead. I just couldn't bring myself to agree with the way he does things.
And that's why you left.
Yeah. If I can use my power to help save the world, even a little. I figured that's what I have to do. Help the people who need it. Of course, I was younger then with naive ambitions. In the end, I just wound up learning how powerless I really am.
But you haven't given up yet, have you? You're still trying to save the world.
Of course I am. If you don't have the power, you've got to try even harder. If you can't do it alone, then you've got to find some friends to back you up. Morag, you're one of those people, right? Someone I can count on.
I'm with you, Zeke.
Hey, Pandoria. Zeke's a rather unlucky guy, is he not? Isn't it difficult being his partner?
Oh yes, that prince of mine, he's unlucky like you wouldn't believe. If there was an all-rest unluckiness championship, he'd win every time.
From the incidents I've witnessed alone, he's already been chased by rolling rocks, fallen off cliffs. He even fell into the Cloud Sea once, as I recall.
You ain't seen the half of it. When he's walking in the harbor, he's always getting bitten or smacked round the face by the Titan ships. Oh, this one time, he got caught in a blizzard, took shelter in a cave, and wound up surrounded by 100 Ignis. I could keep going for hours.
Well, I don't quite know how to react. Frankly, I'm impressed you're both still alive.
Yes, congratulations on surviving. Or should I say, my condolences.
Too far, Bridget. Too far. Still, I gotta admit, keeping an eye on my prince is a full-time job. You should try it yourself sometime. He drives me crazy.
But you love him all the same, yes?
Love? Where the hell you pulled that one out of?
Ah, yes. I see. You pretend to dislike him while secretly harboring feelings.
Maybe it's time you should be more honest with yourself.
For the... You've got to be kidding me. You couldn't be more wrong.
There's no need to be shy, my dear. As a fellow Blade, I'll be happy to keep this just between us.
Quite so. We will keep your little secret from your beloved prince until such time as you see fit.
I'm trying to tell you. It's not like that.
Oh, you're so cute when you get embarrassed.
I quite agree.
Hey! Stop that! Don't you give me that knowing smile! Curse you, my prince, and your unlucky nature.
Let us go.
Wulfric? What big voice about? Seem to be getting very worked up for something. What Wulfric planning?
I want to talk more with others. But everyone is scared of me. I am not a scary person. I want them to see that.
Wulfric is kind blade who doesn't even crush ants on path.
A solid plan. I'm sure people will understand once they get to know you.
Maybe talking hard for Wulfric, though. Growling more normal for him.
Yes, everyone runs from my voice. That is the problem. How can I fix this?
Why don't you help that crying child over there?
Good idea! By helping someone, Wulfric show everyone big, soft, pulpy heart.
I can do that. Wulfric to the rescue. Dora, will you join me?
Tora's pleasure! What wrong? Why all crying?
I don't know where my mom is.
You're lost.
Monster!
No monster. Maybe look like monster, but not nasty like monster.
Please, do not be afraid. I will not eat you.
Wulfric, maybe you make it worse with that talk?
Oh, sorry. Dora, you look after the child. I will look for the mother.
Hey! What are you doing to my child?
Ah, this is your child.
Help! Help! Monster!
Monster? No. I'm not.
Someone help! This great big brute's gonna eat my baby!
No, not a monster. I'm a blade. A blade!
Wulfric, please calm down. Ah! There's a monster in the village! Someone come quick! Ah! No, Wulfric! You make all scared with big voice. Janet, get out of here! It hopeless.
Sorry. Again, I failed.
You shouldn't react so negatively to failure. You didn't choose to fail. Think of it as the first step on a long path.
Thank you. I will not give up. One day, I will make friends with everyone.
So, Rex, you lived here?
Huh? No! This is my getaway. You know, like a secret hideout. I lived on Gramps. I'd moor him next to that cliff over the way.
What kind of kid were you, Rex?
I don't know. I've not really thought about it.
I bet you're curious too, right, Nia?
Oh, well, maybe a bit.
I could tell you a few stories about when Rex was younger. Oh, yes. He was a wild child, that's for sure. A bit of a tearaway. He was never the biggest child, but he had a strong sense of justice. Always picking fights with the local bullies.
I think I still have the bumps to prove it.
So he's been this full of energy his whole life?
Sounds like you were right, Antful.
My, you certainly seem interested. Well then, perhaps I'll tell you my best Rex story.
Go on then, I've got nothing to hide. Gramps will just exaggerate it anyway.
So you won't mind me telling them about the time you wet yourself when there was a monster attack?
Huh? No, that's not.
Wet yourself?
Rex, you baby.
That was just when I was a kid. I don't do it anymore. Don't even think about carrying on with the story, Gramps.
Oh, come on, we want to hear.
No! Pyra, please! You don't want to hear it, do you?
Actually, I kind of do.
Huh?
This is a story about the time one of the local bullies fell foul of a monster. Rex didn't hesitate. He packed up and...
Gramps, please stop!
Is wetting yourself really that embarrassing?
Super embarrassing! Nia, don't tell me it's never happened to you.
Maybe we should hear a different story.
Oh, you'd like to hear an even more embarrassing story?
No! Stop! Don't encourage him, Pyra!
Huh? I just want to know as much about you as possible, Rex.
Well said. Drivers and blades should know everything about each other.
Yeah, well, there's everything and there's everything. Can we please just drop it?
These ruins are quite remarkable.
Indeed. This style of architecture cannot be found in Morardain.
There's plenty of ruins in Tantal too, but nothing quite like this.
Must be something to do with the Titans here.
How would you even build a place like this anyway?
I explained before, did I not?
Probably wasn't listening.
Maybe it was before he joined up with us.
Was it? I can't recall. In any case, no harm in repeating myself. The Leftherian archipelago consists of a mountainous cloud sea formation and numerous titans gathered like islands. All of those smaller titans are circling around a much larger one. But that larger titan is hidden deep within the cloud mountains.
So, looking at the size of these ruins, we must be inside that big titan right now.
Yes, precisely.
Wow, what a crazy sort of place.
That doesn't answer the question of how anyone made all this, though. I mean, I doubt they carried all this rock through the village guardian.
Perhaps it was built before this large titan submerged itself in the cloud sea.
Ah, that'd make sense. So back on the surface, it was just like any other titan. Then, at some point, those cloud mountains formed around it, creating the archipelago we know today.
Yes, that would explain how this place came to be. But even so, it would be very difficult to build structures of this size today.
Indeed. We have neither the labor forces required nor sufficient land available. I doubt Moradane, Uriah, or Tantel could construct something like this in today's climate.
Pandy, when I die, you don't have to build a monument this grand for me, okay?
I'm gonna be gone as soon as you are, you know. Besides, I don't think you need a gravestone. A snowman'll do for you.
Where am I being buried? Theoswar Reargate? Though a snowman does sound pretty nice.
You're fine with that?
Anyway, while we're talking about graves... Where's your grave gonna be, Rex?
My grave? I guess I've never thought about it.
You're still pretty young after all.
You calling me old?
I guess I'd probably like to be buried alongside my parents in Fonsec.
How would you fancy here in Elpis?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, this place is so big and empty. You die of loneliness.
After he's already dead?
I think I'd rather stay close to the people I love. Though it's still pretty weird to think about.
Well, that's a nice way of looking at it.
Hey, Poppy?
Yes?
I was just thinking how curious it is. Even though you look completely different, you're still the same Poppy.
Poppy very strange. Even Tora thinks so sometimes.
Even though you made her?
That right? She grew so much. Bam! All at once.
Perhaps friends could call Poppy by her model name?
Very good idea.
What do you mean by model name?
Well, Poppy's smallest mode actually has name Poppy Alpha.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And this form called Poppy Quixotic Tutelar.
Wow, that is a very impressive name.
If friends refer to Poppy as Poppy Quixotic Tutelar when in this form, Poppy very happy.
Well, that's a little bit of a mouthful.
Quixotic Tutelar. True. It's difficult to say. Distinction of poppies may be too hard now.
Really?
Yes. In fact, Tora works secretly on even more improved mode for Poppy. When that finished, must differentiate between whole 3 different modes. But that far too much bother. Poppy! That nice and simple. Best way to call.
What's Poppy's third mode like?
That excellent question. It's called Quantum Techno Champion Pie.
That is another very impressive name.
It sounds powerful.
Name came to Tora suddenly when he decided whether to enter swimming pool with left or right foot.
Name origin stories sound completely irrelevant.
So, how exactly are you going to remodel Poppy?
Tora not decided yet.
Oh, really?
Name only first step in process.
Sound like it not happen anytime soon.
It not take that long. Tora brainstorm day and night. Suddenly, one day, new design will appear like ether bulb overhead. That's just how inventors do.
If Master Pond say so.
When inspiration strike, Master Pond power up Poppy ASAP. Please trust in Master Pond.
Understood. But if Poppy had breath, Poppy would not hold it.
You not trust Master Pond at all.
Appearances may change, but Poppy will always be Poppy, huh? So there you are, Morag. Is something wrong?
No, not at all. I've just been thinking.
Any particular worries?
It's just... my brother.
Emperor Nile. Is he okay?
I'm... concerned he'll wear himself out.
The Emperor is quite young, isn't he?
Yes. The weight of responsibility is a heavy burden for someone his age.
Have you two spoken recently?
Well, as Special Inquisitor, I sent him reports almost daily.
No, I mean... just... talk. Like siblings do. Chat about family stuff. Things like that.
Talk like siblings do. It may shock you, but neither me nor the Emperor are great at small talk.
Don't overthink it. You can talk about anything, so long as it's not work. You should just go drop in.
The Emperor is a very busy person. Engaging in idle chit-chat with me, that would be a waste of his time.
Surely even the great Emperor Nile would be happy to see his big sis.
Thank you, Pyra. Alas, my brother and I are hardly your average family. His Imperial Majesty and his retainer, the Special Inquisitor. Our stations differ greatly, as do our ways of life. We couldn't possibly expect to talk like normal siblings.
Oh, give me a break. You think your stations trump your relationship as brother and sister?
Mithra, when did you...
I couldn't listen to you anymore. You're family, aren't you? You and Emperor Nile? Emperor or not, he's your brother, first and foremost. What more is there to think about?
Even so, it has been a long time since we've acted as siblings.
Look at me and Pyra. We haven't exactly been in touch all that much. And now, we're rock solid.
That's not exactly...
Shut it! You being worried about your brother makes you family enough. Your stations don't come into it. Just woman up and be a good sister already.
Maybe you're right.
Of course I'm right, obviously. Just enjoy some time with your little bro and spoil him rotten. That's it.
Very well. Then I will strive to be the sister Nile deserves.
You better be ready the next time you two meet.
I will. I promise.
Fine. You've made some progress. You and Rex both get so stuck in your heads. It's infuriating.
Thanks for the pep talk, Mithra.
You're very welcome.
What have we here?
In my experience,
Say, Morag, have you known Zeke for a long time?
Indeed. We'd never spoken directly, but I knew of him.
the prince paid a visit to Moradane, did he not? It must have been not long after his departure from Tantal.
Yes, now that you mention it.
How was he? Back then?
Well, let's see. As I recall, the guards reported capturing a suspicious man, dressed all in black, and with a funny accent.
That's right. They'd stopped him at the palace gates and were about to throw him in jail.
He was already a shady customer back then, huh?
It's a good thing the prince was feeling generous. Otherwise, it could have been a major diplomatic incident.
Most certainly. Thanks be to his forbearance.
That's just like Zeke, though. I can almost picture it now.
That isn't even the worst of my prince's heroic tales.
There are worse ones yet?
Oh yeah, loads. He's pretty much misfortune on legs. Like, when we visited Uriah, they mistook him for a rookie guard and made us drill for 72 hours straight. My prince was happy as a clam, said it was a rare chance to see other countries' training regimens. If you ask me, though, it was beyond awful. The grub was worse than Armu kibble, and they didn't even have baths.
Calamity indeed.
Yet, despite that treatment, he let it pass without creating an uproar. Quite the gracious personage, our Zeke.
Gracious? I think he was just doing whatever he felt like.
Seems like a good place to rest.
Hey, Mithra, may I ask you something?
Huh? Something up?
I read over my journal again. We used to fight each other quite a lot during training, didn't we? And it looks like I usually came off worse.
Don't take it too hard. You really gave it all you had, but I guess I've just got certain attributes. Sorry, what did you want to ask?
Well, according to my journal, it looks like there was one time where I got the better of you.
Huh?
It doesn't go into much detail, but still, besting the Aegis is quite the achievement, don't you think? I really need to know how it happened, how I managed to beat you.
That's bull.
Huh?
Your journal is lying to you, Bridget. I never lost to you, not once.
I don't think so. Why else would I have written it down?
When exactly? What kind of match was it?
It was in a camp in the Tornan borderlands, on the last day of training.
That doesn't sound right at all. It's nonsense.
You're saying my journal is mistaken?
I meant, that fight didn't count.
Didn't count. Explain.
That fight was right after I'd gone up against Hayes. You begged me to take you on. So that's why it doesn't count.
I see. You just don't want to acknowledge your defeat.
I told you, you didn't beat me.
This is really childish, Mithra. It seems that you only won narrowly in most of our other bouts. I don't know how you can be so stubborn.
Are you sure your journal isn't just a load of fantasy trash talk written down?
Mithra, you want a piece of me? Come get it.
Ladies, please. Making a mountain out of a molehill here, aren't we? There's no need to brawl.
We're not brawling.
That's right. We're just training. Okay. Ready yourself. After so many years, let me set you straight.
I'll make it clear this time. You'll know I'm the better fighter once and for all.
Now hold on. Not so fast. Will someone please intervene?
Well, well, look what we found.
Jaw-dropping.
Treasure acquired. Up.
Who would have thought a place like this existed under the Cloud Sea?
Yeah. Us salvagers dive deep, but I've never dreamed there'd be this enormous space down here.
You'd be hard-pressed finding another place as vast as this, that's for sure.
Did people live here once, do you think? If the whole space is filled with buildings like the ones around here, there must have been a heck of a lot of people living in them.
True that. And the number of people aside, can you imagine the work it would take to cover this whole place in buildings?
I can hardly imagine. I've salvaged a whole bunch of treasures over the years with functions we could never figure out. If this world is where they came from, I've got to say it makes sense.
In any age, the ambitions of men build civilization up, and those same ambitions bring it crumbling down.
That's so tragic.
Why is this place in ruins, anyway?
There must have been a war.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Some terrible war sounds pretty likely.
But would a war cause this much devastation? Maybe it was some natural disaster or other.
Not out of the question, but a natural disaster's not gonna level everything. It wouldn't be this widespread. Take a look outside. Ruin as far as the eye can see.
You could say the same about war, though. What kind of a war could destroy a city this big?
Maybe they had some kind of incredible weapon we've never seen.
Or just one hell of a lot of them. I hear a crazy number of blades fought in the war 500 years ago.
You think something like that happened before?
Hard to say for sure. I think maybe we need to explore a bit further. This place is beyond anything we've imagined, after all.
To be honest, I think it's actually kind of exciting.